Okay, we're going live, and we're live. We have a few people waving at us, so we're going to do this live in English.
Yeah.
Trying to.
I think we will be okay. If you have any questions in Portuguese, let us know. We're happy to speak in Portuguese as well. I have joining me today, all the way from the sunny Algarve. I have Passionate Wedding with Sandra, Ricardo, and I think Alice.
Alice?
Alice is here to give valuable input on what's happening. So thank you for joining us. I'm in Alentejo, so we're pretty much neighbors at the moment.
Yes.
And I think I'm gonna let the Algarve, win now and just speak a bit of what's happening in Portugal at the moment as well, other than sunshine.
People from the Algarve joining.
It's the Algarve team coming together.
Yeah.
This will affect us very much because Algarve, as you know, we live a lot from the tourism, and this will affect everything.
Oh, here Duarte, a musician from also Six Irishmen. A lot of colleagues of ours, family and vendors from the industry.
I think this will be good for everyone because everyone is a little. We don't know what to expect from this situation, so we are all a bit worried about this and the future of our business. I mean, all the wedding industry. Wedding planners, photographers, musicians, videographers, makeup artists, hairstylists, venues, everything will be affected.
Yeah, and obviously all the couples that are coming.
Yes, of course.
To get married, and that are now facing quite a bit of uncertainty to what they might expect. And it's just good to have you guys as well to give a bit of input on how it is, how you're dealing with COVID and how obviously it impacts, what you do, but also how you are mitigating against that to be able to carry on providing an amazing service with fabulous, pictures to your clients as well. And how, and how we can help them transition, or not even transition, but navigate these uncharted waters that, unfortunately COVID brought to us, and how we can, with very clear, open and cooperative communication all together, help our clients and help everyone we work with to develop, beautiful events and to have them as really, beautiful moments of a couple's lives that will last forever. So, and you guys are the ones that, bring them into reality because you're the ones capturing images of that. So our work doesn't exist without you guys taking a picture.
It's the same for us.
Yeah.
It's the same. If we don't have beautiful things to shoot.
Our industry is an industry that has to work as a team. So all of us can accomplish a great wedding with great details, the flowers, even for us it's easier to shoot a couple that has a nice makeup artist or a hair designer, because if they are already looking good and the makeup is good, it's easier for us to take advantage of it. Otherwise, it will be hard.
I don't have to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, retouching. And
because
doing makeup.
We retouch. We retouch our pictures. It's not just the simple post production, but we sometimes go a little farther away when the makeup is not that perfect, and we like to deliver everything looking really good.
And we have a great makeup artist joining us, Vanessa.
Yes.
Hola.
Yeah.
So I think
So yeah,
we can start, because if people
yeah,
don't see it now, maybe they can see it later.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think that the first thing that we have to say, it's here in Portugal, the situation, it's not that bad, fortunately. We have I have here the data from today. So today we had a growth from 1%. It's nothing for the few past days. It was between 2 and 4%. So it's very a low rate, and the death rate, it's 5%. It's increasing by 5%. So it's not that much. Here in the Algarve, we have 300 cases, and I think 9 or 10 deaths. So compared to other critical situations in Europe, and in the US, of course, in New York, and we have Spain, our
Yeah.
right here, and of course Italy. So here in France as well, so here in Portugal, we are still having a good good numbers.
Yeah, even I think Portuguese people also are aware since the beginning that this is not a joke, and we have to be careful. A lot of Portuguese people self-isolated themselves even before our president declared the state of emergency. We are, I think, 5 weeks
5 weeks
already in
quarantine.
And 1 week before the state of emergency was declared, Portuguese people were already taking care of themselves and staying at home. And we can see we are in a part of Portugal where we have a lot of tourism and a lot of people always going out. We have our beaches, and we can see when we have to go out to do some shopping or so. We can see that there is much less movement. Everything is closed. Everything is empty. Sorry, she wants to go. So I think that helps, that people were aware since the beginning, and our numbers are not rising as other countries are, because we took care of us right from the beginning. We know that there are countries that were thinking a bit differently than us, and I think maybe we as Portuguese people are a bit more concerned with all our health. So I think the numbers that we have show that we are being careful to not spread the disease to others, and even us, and keep others safe.
So, and we basically have to learn to live with this until we have a treatment or a vaccine. So our state of emergency will hopefully end in 2 weeks. I think this will be the last 2 weeks that we have to stay inside. And the business, the economy will start flowing, hopefully.
Yeah, it will be, as I understand, it will be restricted.
Yes.
So like
Still.
daycare will reopen, hair salons, thank God, and nail salons, I think we all need it. So that will start, and we'll start seeing how that works. But I think as a nation, as Portuguese, we're all a bit hypochondriacs, but for us, this has been our greatest defeat, because at the moment we're, like you said, and we've been able to cope with it, in the sense that our health services are not overwhelmed with people. So, and people are following social distancing rules when they queue for the supermarkets. The supermarkets have a strict policy of how many people they're going to have to be able to get in. And you know, about events is asking a question that I think it's it is the $1 million question for everyone, especially for our couples. You know, I don't know if you want to dive into that.
Yeah, I think it's important to give our opinion on this. Of course, no one knows what will happen. So for us, sorry, we are just talking in Portuguese. It's quicker. We'll just let you know our data from our weddings this year, and how the things are improving or developing.
Yeah. Well, of course, till now, none of our weddings were cancelled.
This is very important.
Yeah, because couples still want to get married. It's of course. So all our couples that are the upcoming weddings postponed their weddings. We are trying to work with them to find a date that we also are.
Crimson is Crimson's husband is Portuguese.
Yeah.
Luis.
So it's important that our couples are. We know it's difficult for everyone, and our couples are trying to postpone their weddings. We have till now, I think, 6 weddings that were postponed. Till the end of July, we don't have any weddings.
Yeah.
Everything is moved forward. We have one that was possible to postpone to November
this year.
Yeah. It's a couple of hours that we already met here in Portugal, and they are from the US. So we hope everyone stays safe, so they are able to travel later.
To be honest, I think the weddings in Portugal, it depends a lot. We are talking more about destination weddings, because most of our couples come from abroad. We don't often do Portuguese weddings with from the inside
from Portugal, or that live in Portugal.
Living in Portugal.
Living in Portugal. So we have to deal not only with the Portuguese situation, but from where our couples are coming from. Yeah, so we can be okay in Portugal, but we don't know when the airlines will be open from the US or from the UK. Most of our couples come from the UK and the US. So we don't know how this will play, but we are trying to work with each and every single couple to try to figure out a way to postpone the wedding or later this year or next year.
Yeah, mainly our weddings are being postponed to the next year, and the reason is because we don't know how we will be, and their own countries don't know how they will be, since all of our couples are coming from abroad. Of course, we have to be aware that we have to maintain our business and see if we can stay afloat this year and the next year, because if we are postponing our weddings to the next year, of course we also have to be able to have couples from 2021. So it's important that the couples that we have talk with us, so we can find the day that suits everyone and the team, because if they chose us and the team that they already booked, it's because they like them and want to work with them. So if everyone can work together to find a new date, it would be wonderful, so everyone still can work together. And
basically we'll have 2 years in 1 year.
Yeah.
it's 2020 postponing to 2021, and the 2021 couples, new couples.
Yes, we have a similar situation here as well with our clients, where you know all of the weddings that we had up to the end of June, we had to not to postpone them to later on this year or to next year. Some of these weddings, because they are destination weddings, and our clients tend to come from the US, from but from abroad, but mostly from the US.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't make a huge difference to us or to the clients that they are coming to get married instead of a Friday. They will do that on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday is going to be the new Saturday. Come on, guys. I mean, I think it's going to be the new thing for next year. But with that, and we ask everyone to be flexible when it comes to dates because of something very important you said. When we present our clients with a short list of vendors, and they choose a specific vendor, they do it for a reason. So for us, it's paramount that we keep the same teams intact. So we keep the venue, we keep the caterers, we keep the photographers, we keep everyone. So when we are doing that, we speak to the clients and ask our brides, our grooms, give us a few dates in which you are willing to postpone the wedding to. And then we literally speak to everyone and we move everyone in bulk. So no one is going to get a surprise of, oh, my photographer is not available anymore because maybe the photographer has booked a 2021 wedding. So we have to be very careful on how we manage this, because this can, it's going to mean the client is not going to get your retainer fee money back, because it would never get it back, but then it's going to pay for a second wedding. True. For a second, the same service for the second time for their wedding.
True.
So we have to be very cautious of that and be also very responsible as professionals to our clients and to all of us involved in the industry, because this is our work and we need to be very concerned on how we manage this, because I mean, no one knows the right way of navigating through COVID, because we've never been through a global pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And I think the good thing about it is that, if there's a bright side to it, is that everyone is being flexible and is being accommodating. We're seeing people more and more coming together as helping and being very clear and very clear, but flexible at the same time, but also very adaptable to the needs of the others. And that's really good. I had clients coming, that were moved into 2021, but they were more than happy not to take a Saturday, because for them it was unthinkable to take that date from somebody else, because they felt they were already taking availability from a different couple because they had more time to plan. Equally, 2021 couples that are contacting us and they are closing in as well, they some of them, they know they're going to be in a position that they might not see the venue before they book it, which is not, it's not ideal. We want our clients to be able to go in and experience the venue and say, okay, this is, where I'm going to celebrate my wedding. But people are also aware that there's a bit more competition for their dates. So they need to be mindful of that. But they also need to be mindful that it might take us a bit longer to respond, because most venues now, they are operating with very little staff, who are now dealing with June weddings, for instance, for this year. So it's very important just to, sometimes it's not that, we're on the phone, we're emailing people. It's just, sometimes they have a team of 20 and they're now down to one person.
Yeah.
So it's not, that they're being bad at their job, not at all. It's just that they're very overwhelmed, because there's a huge chunk of work now that usually 20 people used to be doing, and now only one person is doing, and they have to give a response now to 2020 couples who are getting married in May or in June. So it's all a bit of that. So sorry, I kind of jumped in on that, but this
no problem.
Important.
This is a conversation, so
this is important for people to know the wedding planner's side of thing. So
and for us to defend our vendors as well, the people who work with us, and on why, if you're getting married in September this year, you might not be getting a response now, purely because of that. Someone was asking, I think Fabi was asking, what happened to, to the weddings of early this year. And, this year, I think, like you said, and our side as well, up to, July, everything has been moved because we're not willing to risk that for people. So, it's about managing the risk and how you manage that risk. Some couples are willing to wait out a bit longer, which is absolutely fine. But if you're getting nightmares at night because your wedding is going to be this year and you can't sleep, then it's not worth it. Just, get in touch, postpone, and then you can enjoy your wedding planning period. And because it's meant to be enjoyable, it is the beginning of your lives together as husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband. So it's important that it's really pleasant, that that process. So there are bigger things to get worried about, and if it's just a date, we just move the date. But the sooner you do it, the more chances you'll have that you'll find the right date for you next year.
Yeah, we are putting 2 years in one.
In one, yeah.
Basically this. So for us personally, we maybe have a more flexible.
Yeah, we take not a lot weddings per year, so that gives us some time to work. Also, of course, in the post productions of the weddings. So next year that we are postponing, and then we are accepting weddings from couples from 2021. We have a lot of time free.
We have dates available because
we don't take many weddings.
We don't take many weddings, so maybe it will be a little harder for people that takes a lot of weddings, like 40, 50 weddings a year. That maybe will be a little bit harder to get 100 weddings in 1 year.
Yeah, and availabilities aren't
that
easy.
So for us, maybe we will get 30 weddings 2 years in one. It's possible for us, and it's maybe easier to find dates. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's important that people from 2020 that is postponing to 2021 to be aware, not aware, but to be flexible when choosing their new dates, because we still have to get new couples from 2021.
And so they're coming to us, and they have to be, we might be in the process of, we have these new clients coming in, and sometimes what happens is, oh, sorry, I did something here. Sorry, you all see my list. What have I done? I'm an old person. Sorry.
Muda camera, yeah.
Oh, no, back again. Me again. I was just waving at people, and I must have clicked something, so hello, everybody. So I have a very important, I'm holding my phone, which is a vase, so a glass vase, so sorry. But one of the things that is important for people to bear in mind is that next year is going to be busier than this year, because obviously the first half of the year we haven't forgotten about it, but we're having to move that first chunk of the year to later on, part of it onto this year, and most of it onto 2021. So we just have to be mindful of that, and just make sure we're communicating with everyone. I wanted to ask you, before I did that silly thing with the phone, what is your approach when you are dealing with couples who are asking you to postpone? How do you go about it?
Well, we always tell our couples that we are open to work with them to find a new date, because of course we want to work with them since we are already their photographers. It's even if we are postponing to the next year, we will do our best to be there and be part of their wedding as well. Till now, we had no problems. All of our couples have been very comprehensive, and I think most of our weddings that were postponed are on weekdays, because yeah, we have to make sure that this is, of course, is our business, and we want to maintain our business this year and the next year. So we just ask, be flexible and work with us. We are here to answer all your questions, and because this is a situation that none of us know. We don't know, it's the first time. So every day we are learning how to deal with every issue that comes in front of us. But what we are asking our couples is, the high season usually is between May and October. So couples from 2020, and since we are working with couples that come from abroad, usually they don't just stay 2 or 3 days, they stay the whole week. It's easier for them to pick a weekday. So we are able to maintain our weekends free for new couples. If our couples that are postponing are choosing low season from January to April or November, December, or weekdays, there are no penalties. We just ask them to pay the remaining amount this year still. Of course, we know it's difficult for everyone, so we will also, we are open to, instead of receiving the remaining amount just at one portion,
so
we can try to do 2 payments.
So for a business, for us to keep running our business, we are asking all the 2020 couples to pay the full amount from their wedding in 2020. In 2020.
Before their wedding date, or just until the end of the year?
So we are splitting the missing amount in 2. So
Are you still there?
Are you there? So
I'm here. Just. Oh, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Not again. Oh my God. I'm trying to wave at people to say hello, but clearly I'm not very good at this.
So we are basically splitting the remaining amount in two parts, 50% until the date of the first date, the original date, and the remaining until the end of 2020. This is how we are approaching the situation from a business side, so we can keep running our business.
Okay, and we're doing something similar as well. Whatever it is done in 2020, even for us, we go a bit further. Even if it's for the following year, but we ask that the calendar of payments for 2020 is respected. If we need to be more flexible when it comes to payments, so far we haven't been. But if we have to, I mean, it's more than happy to do, because we know these are, like you said, tough times for everyone, and we're all going through this first time. So the more flexible we all are, I think the better for everybody.
Yeah, because we know this is a worldwide situation, and some of our couples have their own companies and they are not able to work now. The cash is not coming in, so it's hard for everyone, and we have to be. I think the best word here is to be flexible.
Yeah, and understandable, of course. Of course, since we next year are not planning, but it's happening, a lot of our work is going to be postponed to the next wedding, the next year. So of course, next year we will work harder.
We'll have more work.
Not just shooting the weddings, but also on post-production. So the other thing that we had to change is delivery time, not just for couples from 2020, but also 2021. because usually our delivery time is up to 3 months after the wedding. But since we will have much more work next year, hopefully, we will need more time to do post-production. So we also make sure that we have the time to work on the photos and still deliver a good work and what they are used to see in our social media and our image, our brand.
So the final result has to be the
it?
same.
Yeah.
It's always the same.
But that is great, because what you're saying is that you're telling your clients, listen, client, I'm gonna take a bit longer.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking longer, I'm actually ensuring that you're getting exactly what you're paying for, which is amazing pictures.
Yeah.
And
there is no way that we can work in a different
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't rush things. Otherwise, we won't be able to do our work the best way we can. So we always ask, even for the wedding day, we ask couples to give us time, and we when we meet before the wedding, we explain our workflow so they understand why we need like 1 hour for this, 30 minutes for that. So at the end, they will receive what they are expecting. If we don't have the time, we won't be able to do what they see. So, or what they are expecting to receive. That's why until now, everyone is being more than comprehensive with us. They all accept our new conditions that are the delivery times. The rest, I think nothing changed yet. But I think our couples and everyone knows that we are in new times, and everyone is working out the best way to move on and stay afloat.
Still, for 2021, we don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
but we don't. I think, and for this year, I think the news are coming and go. Sometimes it could be we have a statement done by a president from foreign country that can happen. So we have to be very careful when we are advising our clients, when we are advising our vendors. Obviously, try to stay as well informed as possible. But like you said, 2021 is also a bit of a question mark. At least in Portugal, I'm fairly confident that clearly seen from what I see on the day-to-day behavior of people that I don't see very much because I don't see anymore. It's a great sign. It's because people are following what's being said, and that this makes us in Portugal, all of us, a lot safer. We just have to be mindful. I think you mentioned that before, but we have so many new people joining in. I just wanted to kind of, we still mostly with destination weddings, and even though Portugal is safe and we're going to be okay, we have still some travel restrictions, people coming from abroad into our country. So this is we need to be mindful of, and we need to be all working together and making sure that our clients at all have peace of mind by if they want to postpone, that we can move that date involving everyone and speaking to the clients to get at least 2 or 3 dates from them, so we can keep the same teams working together, because these teams were put together and chosen for a reason. So we need to keep these teams together.
Yeah.
Dynamics, like when we suggest, when a couple hires before the wedding, we always we advise people like an engagement photo shoot if possible, because I think it's a really nice way for you guys to learn your clients like best angle and to get to know them and to get a bit more of a relationship going. That makes it so much easier on the wedding day, because you might have a wedding planner, you might have not, but regardless, it's going to be a stressful day as a bride, as a groom, because it is a very important day in your life. So having familiar faces that you already know, that you love, is a lot easier. So I think that's that's a good thing to do, and I think people will still be able to do that. And going into 2021, I think for sure, because I think here we have of the situation. It's just now a matter of how the rest of the world is going to behave,
Yeah.
because so far we're safe.
It's literally the rest of the world, because we may have couples coming from the US, but they have guests coming all over the world from
Yeah, from everyone.
from everywhere. We have, I don't know how many different nationalities we have in one wedding. So
the thing you said, we love doing engagement shoots because it gives us time to know better the couple, engage also with them, and even give them tips, because we will be there for, usually our engagement sessions take about 2 hours, and we do like a nice walk, and we like construction our shooting. So we let them know, okay, now we try this, and always add something new, and of course also to see what they like and what they don't, because on a wedding day we will be with them the full day usually, and it's important that they are confident with us shooting them. So, and on the wedding day, it makes everything so much easy, and they are already so used to being with us that it looks like we are friends for a long time.
Yes. That's the most important part. Yeah. It's that the connection that we create during the engagement shoot, and the confidence that the couples achieve. Yeah. On those 2 hours. Because we are not counting the time, but it's not. We try to make it look like just a walk and talk, and looking to showing them the views and the locations, and let's shoot here, let's shoot there, and it's very relaxed. Like, we are very relaxed on the day, on the engagement shoot.
And we take about 2 hours, not because it's our limited time, it's because we noticed, we have been doing this for some time, and we noticed that when we are reaching the 2 hours, our couples start to look tired, and we can see that they are getting tired from being photographed, for walking around, and as soon as they get tired, we can see in the pictures that they don't look as well as they could, because it's a tired face.
So Rubana from Crimson's Letters, we did a shoot with her and
her husband. I think 2 years ago.
I don't know how many.
In 2018, I think. We met in Sintra, I think.
Not Sintra, but
Queluz. Palácio de Queluz. So we had also the opportunity to be with them for a little bit. And also a nice walk in the gardens, inside the palace, and take a few photos from the both of them. Rubana is a very shy person. For the ones for the ones that know her, you know that she is very shy, but okay, the both of them were amazing, and we try always to make people comfortable around us. You know that people aren't used to be photographed, and it's our job also to help our couples. I was just going to say another thing. We have a couple that already had postponed their wedding for the next year, and we had scheduled their engagement session in the end of March. Yeah, already in April, and we had also to cancel that engagement because were already in quarantine. Of course, they are being wonderful with us. They of course also understand everything that is happening, so everything will be postponed, but everything will be done. We just have to give it some time to everything settle a bit down and make their day the best day of their lives. So that's why we want to work with our couples and answer all their questions. Okay, I think I set up everything.
Yeah, basically for the engagement shoot, I think, thank you.
Thanks, Rubana.
I think one question that
thanks, Natalie.
We don't know and everyone is asking, it's, will the weddings be the same way after the COVID, or until we don't have a vaccine? We don't know. My opinion is that maybe maybe there will be a limited number of guests.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a way that the
government,
the government's an approach that may be used to by the government, so we don't know. But I think that will happen not only here, but around globally, yeah, around the world.
So they first the number of people, of gatherings up to people. But in the UK, as far as I understand, and obviously this information changes every hour, so as of now, it seems like people are not allowed to have like a wedding party at the moment, which is not the case in Portugal. But I think we'll see, and like the lady from Crimson Letters is saying, that it is likely we will see weddings to be smaller in number. Typically, I mean, we do have destination with 100 and off people, but we do have weddings with 30 people, 40 people, 50 people. And, you know, if it's up to 50, we're good, we're golden, we can still do that. And obviously no one is ever going to do any work that is putting the safety of others at risk. So that's and if anyone is doing that, we're full stop. But I think if we're concerned with doing the right thing, and obviously I'm not happy, and you guys are not happy to having to tell your clients that, you know, have you considered postponing your wedding? Because now, like, you know, there were terrible calls to phone some of my clients and say, listen, this is not going to happen. You have to move your wedding dates. It's not the best news, but at the same time, we're allowing them to be able to celebrate and double, because they're celebrating their wedding, celebrating the end of this pandemic. But they might have to celebrate with fewer people. We don't know, because we don't, you know, our governments in the end will dictate how many people we can allow to gather effectively, and that will depend on the space. If it's a very small space, even if it's not that many people, maybe not so much. But if it's a really big space, then you might have to, you know, and then we think about the decoration to be done to at least for some plans to make it not as empty. But you know, but it is something that we need to look out and be. And I think all the professionals, well, I mean, we're paying attention to news on a daily basis, more day, to know what's happening. So when our clients come to us, we can answer them to the best of our knowledge. This is what's happening, and this is what you can expect, and what you can expect under these circumstances.
Yeah, and I think the outside weddings will be a thing as well, because I think it will have less restrictions than inside weddings.
So all these beautiful alfresco weddings and beautiful summer nights, Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday,
every night.
So that's a good thing as well. You know, maybe we can find even better ways to celebrate the ones that we had. We can find new things with the new circumstances. So
yeah, we have to adapt and overcome, basically.
Yeah, it's like learning again how to do everything. We have to adapt to all these changes that we are now living. So, but I think everyone understands, because we are all in the same boat, different boats.
Different boats, but the same big boat.
So I think we just have to help each other, and not just thinking about us and our business, but everyone's business, and help the way we can. So
everyone helps. Yeah. So basically, I think from the COVID thing,
yeah, I think we covered everything that till now has been following our emails and questions that we are receiving and concerns that we notice our couples have. I think we covered a bit of everything. If our couples or anyone has any questions or concerns, just let us know. We are happy to help and anything that we can.
Awesome. I don't know if you, I just wanted to maybe answer just that I get a recurring is, can I get my deposit?
okay.
You know, if I cancel or if I postpone. So if people cancel, the answer is
No.
for 99.99% of the cases, no, you cannot get your deposits back because they're not even a deposit.
It's a retainer.
Yeah.
So that they're retaining that person's services, which means that that person did not book another event for the same day for you.
Yeah.
And these circumstances, when it comes to a global pandemic, fall into a very specific clause of contracts, which is called either an act of God or called force majeure, which means that no one has control over this, nor you, the client, nor us. So this is like why is globally accepted, this sort of clause. So that's one. If you are postponing your wedding, which is the best thing you can do, that means that you're not going to lose your money. That means that your there is met. We're still going to use that full balance towards the rest. So then down to if you're liaising with your vendors directly, or if you're liaising with the wedding planner to liaise with the vendors directly for you, they can do is speak with every different vendor to see what is their policy on the postponement. Like you explained yours. So people can, ideally, they should try to rebook for this year, but also we have to be mindful that there might not be the dates available. Because now we need meeting to 2020 couples and then 2021 couples competing with 2020 couples. So we be mindful of that and be flexible, so we can all, celebrate love in different ways and at times, but almost at the same time. So going off peak midweek, that's going to help you secure a wedding date, even in 2021. And for the new people, all the recent couples, or those who are already planning for 2021, please bear in mind, and even those planning for 2022, you will have competition from the years fighting for your dates. So the sooner you can go, and I know it's terrible if you're not able to go to the venue and do the recon of the venue yourself and have a feel of it, but try those and secure the venues and see if the people you want to work with are available for the day. Because I think that's very important, because like if I book you guys, I want you guys my picture. I don't want anyone else. So why change dates into a date that you guys are no longer available? That for me wouldn't make sense. And also as a client, ask the people you're dealing with that if they can all go, if all go to the same place on time for the new date. But in order for couples to keep their investment that they've already made, postponing is the best option. Absolutely.
For sure.
It's going to be zero back. It's not going to be one. Is going to be to refund.
Yeah, that's why we are working with our couples, and we ask them to give us some options about dates, so we can make sure that we also are available for their day. The other thing that you mentioned is because of the retainer that we already received. It's not just because we couldn't even give it back, because maybe we don't have it anymore, because we are working, we book a day, it's closed for them, we don't receive any other wedding for that day, but we also are working with the retainer that we already received on our business, on our maybe marketing our business. We all of us have expenses that are every month come, like our website, marketing, our incomes. So it means that if I had to give them back the retainer, I would have to work to gain that money again to pay them, because this is a business that works all year around. And if I close the day, it's our responsibility to be there and do our work, of course, but we work with it's not just like this is a service, so we work all year around since January to December with the payments that we received from that year. If we already received it, but we worked from January till now, and our expenses had to be paid.
So the only possibility to give back the retainer, it's if either one of us can be on the wedding day. So if we,
for any reason we have to cancel, we
Yeah.
are sick, or
Something.
something happens, of course, we will give them back. That's
Yeah.
also in our conditions, and couples know that.
if
But-
it's our fault, if it's because of us that the wedding, that we are not able to attend, we will give the retainer back.
Yeah, they know that we will help them find a new photographer that is similar to us. If
Similar to our style.
if they like it, they can go ahead with them. If they don't like it, they are free to choose their own photographer. But of course, we will even help them to choose one. And of course, we will give back the money if we have to cancel, not them.
Yeah, and that's really good to hear that, because it's you know, it's people with that sort of work ethics that make industry such a good, because we're our jobs to the best of our abilities, and in the end of the day, you know, we're human. Happen, you know, sometimes, you know, not a global pandemic, break a leg and you can't physically.
Exactly.
Work. You're being good about it and telling your client, Mr. Client, I cannot give you that. There you go. Let me help you find a replacement. And I think that's excellent customer service. And you know, as a client, and I as a client, be very not more than pleased, but I would be at peace and very knowing that I'm hiring someone that not only is going to do a job, but if they're not do a job, they're going to find someone who's going to do it. But obviously, ideally, if I hire someone, I want that someone to do the job for me, you know.
Of course.
But it's a great way of you know, of doing. Hopefully, with this year, obviously, COVID doesn't fall under a broken leg. Because it's no one's fault, and that's where it becomes a bit more special. But it's about us being able to carry on this next year to provide a high standard of service to all of our clients, even if we have to do the double of the events that we do, which is not, you know, it's not ideal, but we can still do that. And I don't think is going to do more weddings that they have the physical ability to do, because you don't want to compromise the quality of
course,
clients in the end of the day, and all of us do. And that's for us to, we need to have the time to, you need the time to edit the photos, to edit the makeup, to, you know.
hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
We usually work with very good makeup artists, so.
Need that. But if there's any, or sometimes, like, I don't know, you can have a wedding by the beach and then you look at the picture and there's someone in a bikini at the far
Oh,
end.
yes.
So
That happens a lot.
Picture. You need to take them out. So, but you know, but that requires a lot of time. People don't understand. Maybe, I don't know if you, I would like to maybe wrap up, and I just wanted to ask you a normal wedding season question, which I think for people who are here who are looking to get married, or who want to have their pictures taken, even if it's just like a family session or whatever, what are the most important or the top 3 things that people should be considering to hire a photographer?
So basically, I don't even think it's necessary 3. It's 2.
2. Good.
Yeah, basically, it's that you like our style and you feel comfortable with our style, and that you feel comfortable with us. That's basically the 2 most important things for hiring a photographer. We never book a wedding without doing a Skype meeting or a personal meeting to see if we are on the same page, and we can tell if we feel comfortable with each other even in a Skype call. So basically, it's that you like our work, you feel connected to it, and you feel connected to us. So those are the 2 most important things when you are choosing a photographer.
Yeah, we will be with you all day around. So it's very important that we are all feeling comfortable with each other. So that's very important.
Awesome. I think that's advice. It's all about.
I think we are almost getting to 1 hour. So
this will go down.
Yeah. So before it goes down, I think we want to thank you, everyone that has joined us today. If anyone has questions, please let us know. And we want to thank you for inviting us to have this nice live and
conversation.
Yeah, and this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us all the way from the and from me here in. There's just going to be